go about your life the way you need to, your path, your direction, and you know, stop this, you know, trying to compare yourself to this person, that person, to kind of speed up your process or your life. Because we got a lot of, you know, kids out here losing their life with, you know, the words that everyone, you know, kind of use, the mental health, mental illness, all that kind of stuff. And I think, obviously, social media plays a big part in that.
You came out with the big up those heads tonight.
6.
This is just a vibe, so like I had to come up.
We all gotta play hard.
Legendary.
You know, you guys, the culture. You know what I'm saying? Baseline Banter, 13-year pro, number 2 in the class, 1997.
6.
Number 1,
96.
1996, yeah, because 97 when you got to the draft.
Right.
1996, right behind Kobe Bryant, McDonald's All-American.
3-time.
3-time?
Mm-hmm.
Big East Freshman of the Year. Third team as a freshman, all Big East.
Yeah, that's tough.
National Freshman of the Year.
National Freshman of the Year, too.
Sheesh.
Number 7 pick from his state, too.
2-time Player of the Year in the state.
You might be the first player to get drafted by their hometown.
And got traded.
It got
traded 30 minutes later. That's history.
That's history. Tim Thomas,
Word.
Paramus Catholic head coach.
Yes, sir.
I know Patterson fell away. How was that like? Let's get right into that. Like, let's start that off. Coming back, you knew it's time to retire. Let me come back to give back to the youth. Choosing Paramus over Patterson, how was that for you?
It wasn't difficult at all because simple fact of the matter is schools there are basically public schools.
Yeah.
So to get into what I wanted to get into, you had to go private. To be able to have the I-20, to be able to recruit, you know, internationally or around the state to get the top tier type of players. So obviously I'm a Patterson kid. The 2 schools that's left, Eastside High School, lean on me. There, Eastside. And JFK, they're public schools. I didn't go to either one of them. My high school is closed. So, you know, Patterson Catholic, closed. Paramus Catholic, PC, similar. And the other thing was that this program has never won anything. So I didn't want to be the guy to go behind someone that already been established something. I wanted to kind of come in and
build it
make my own
yourself.
lane. Obviously, I had my success there, and a lot of people came after me as far as coaches, players. But, I mean, hey, you can't please everybody. So, you know, for me, I wanted to be in an environment where I could compete against the top tier here in the state and kind of do it my way. And Paramus Catholic administration, ADs, they allow me to go operate the way I need to operate. And obviously, you guys see how that's been going. Because, again, like we call ourselves the firemen. It's a fire, we're trying to go put it out, you know?
You going into your 3rd season. They say between the 3rd and 5th season is where you make the jump.
Yeah.
Do you see that trending in that direction?
I can honestly say, like, this is the first year where we have, like, kids that have natural given talent. I got a 6'8" kid that transferred in from Hudson Catholic. Yi is from China. This kid is, like, skilled out of this world. Shoot over left shoulder, right shoulder, can handle it, can shoot it. You know, so it's like, it kind of reminds me of myself a little bit. He's young, he's a sophomore, so I got time to kind of mold him and, you know, work with him. So I have a young kid that actually came from Eastside High School, Caleb Williams, who is a talent in itself. He can score the ball in so many different ways. He's athletic. And I just got a tougher group. You know, I had 5 guys leave out, 5 guys come in. So overall, we're just tough. And in the league that we play in, you know, my first 2 years, I had to play against my nephew, Dylan Harper.
Yeah.
We're playing against, you know, Julius Avent. So it's a tough league here. And then obviously I schedule hard with our independent games. Like we're gonna play some New York teams. We're gonna go down to Philly. So we're not running from anything. And, you know, I think that's what it's about with the dynamics changing, you know, for high school basketball.
What has been your biggest adjustment from being a player to being a coach? And in this different time and era as generations, is you got to see all types of generations, and now you have to lead these kids and make them buy in. So what's been the adjustment like for you?
I would say the number one thing is probably patience. You expect so much of them, and you gotta kind of reel yourself back in and say, yo, this is high school. Like, these kids, wasn't as blessed as you was, coming up being the best sixth grader in the country and, all of those kind of things. And then, again, having more patience dealing with parents, right? Because now the parents are the agents, and they kind of controlling.
Different era.
They're controlling the dynamics of, when they're going to make a move, when they transferring, if they like you, all of those kind of things. And no one wants to really go through the process. Everyone wants to kind of skip and jump these lines. They think they're going to get to wherever they, want to be. But I would say those are the two toughest things for me, just learning how to navigate through that. The basketball part of it is easy. Obviously, this is a strong academic school, so, we kind of push them on.
They could check the stats.
Yeah.
Y'all can check the stats. Is it like, y'all can check the stats here.
So we try to push them in both directions. And, our main goal is, we chase colleges. We don't chase counties. We don't chase state championships.
That's the message.
If you look at our schedule, people think we crazy, but it's a blueprint now.
I peeked at the schedule, though, Tim. I peeked at the schedule coming here. I had to do a little bit of searching for him. Like, they running into the wall.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's the bigger prize at the end.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of, like, we in an era with a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
Back when you was like the guy, it wasn't so many cameras. It's like newspapers, little edits here.
Well, also, let's say 15 years ago, if you was top 25 in the state universities will look at you.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not a 4-star, 5-star,
The states
people
don't
forget
even,
it. With the portal and everything being older now and all that kind of stuff. So what we do and what the blueprint is now is we're going to play all the tougher teams or all the teams that have, a guy on there. And that's going to just basically help our kids get into a school, whether it's Division III, Division II, because the end goal is just to get them into school, and now they can navigate however they want to navigate.
There's a lot of ways to make some moves. A lot of ways to make some moves.
And they're giving them more years now and all that kind of stuff. So, we try to tell parents, like, listen, it's going to be tough. It's not meant to be easy, but, if kids can sustain and play at a high level against these type of teams or players, now it makes it easier for us to kind of pinpoint, with me knowing everybody that's in college basketball.
You got resources.
Right.
You got you have resources.
Right.
Talking about resources,
Right.
Pure Fuel,
Yep.
the GOAT.
Yep.
You
go out and get yours.
Promo.
You showing that
Yeah.
your resources could come back to high school, especially in this type of generation. So speak on that. Pure Fuel reaching out, the GOAT sponsoring the basketball, putting the logos on
Yeah,
there.
shout out to
How's
Rom and Pearl Fuel. Obviously, we met them together at the Iverson Classic. I'm also with Iverson Classic, and I think it's just something that's beneficial, for the kids. Obviously, they get the fuel and hydrate the right way. And for me, I always try to tie in business with the kids because it helps them. Like we're the only team probably in the tri-state area that has a Baller TV deal. Yeah. So obviously we're playing these tough teams and, we get to capture, those
The
games
moments,
and all of that stuff. And kids could literally get on their phone, their iPad, computer, and send that actual game 5 minutes later right to whatever college is recruiting them. Or they could go right on there and break down their highlights or whatever and throw it up on Instagram.
Because I think it got like the synergy format in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, you
tough.
got all of that. So it's
That's
like
tough.
it's like,
All the
film,
TV,
you
yeah.
can't lie. 'Cause
Yeah,
that was-
Can't edit you can't edit the film.
No,
you can't edit the film now.
He told you did not do this
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
time. It's right there.
Yeah, it's can't edit the
and
film.
the other thing is what a lot of kids don't understand is like, we're in that culture now of the highlights, which is a good thing. It's great for Instagram and social media, but the reality of it is that if a college coach is recruiting you, they're gonna ask for a full game
Yeah.
because they want to see, you struggle and your mentality and, how you, react with your
tendencies,
teammates. And
yep.
they want to see all of that stuff,
When
so,
did you get your buckets? Was it at the end of the game when
Yeah,
you like,
yeah,
you got
yeah.
up
18,
40, you got
exactly.
down 20, then you start scoring?
Yeah.
Like they want to see all that.
So speaking of Iverson Classic, because you've been with the brand for a while,
Right.
was that those weekends like give you the itch to get into coaching? Because I know like competitive, like, and my brother Spicy goes, he goes every year. And I think they're on about the 10th year, whatever year they on, but did that get you into coaching? Like, nah, I probably got to lock in with the kids more.
Nah, well, this situation, the way this happened was, it was kind of a spare the moment type of thing.
Well, that ain't
what I mean?
bad.
So I was actually out west, living out west full time.
Okay.
And when I got to the East Coast, everyone started kind of trying to pull at me to see
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I wanted to get involved
See
with
if
high
you
school
wanted to bite it.
sports.
Mhm.
And we had some other situations on the table, but again, I didn't want to go behind this person or that person. I wanted to have my own thing. So when Paramus Catholic started calling, it was like, huh? What?
What's over there?
Yeah, and then obviously, like some of these high schools, I never had an opportunity to play in. Like I never played here. You know what I mean? Being a top player, we was always traveling. So I came in and I looked at everything that I showed you guys a little earlier, and I was like, oh wait, this is kind of interesting. And then having a conversation with administration and them allowing me to do it the way I want to do it, that was the icing on the cake. And I was just like, you know what? Yeah, let's go with that right there. I wanted to bring that Patterson Catholic tradition here. It's Paramus Catholic.
That's
but,
tough. That's a
same-
tough tradition though.
Yeah, it is. It
Like
is.
that
But you-
that ain't the bells and whistles.
No, it's not. It's not at all. Not at all. But the thing,
It's not the bells and whistle era,
but,
though.
but the thing about it is, it's like coaching at a city school. You can't do the things you want to do to kind of build the program, from the inside out. And like I said, to be able to do that with an I-20 and having opportunities to have international kids and stuff like that. So, and then being able to go get top kids from the state, that's how you build. That's how you win.
That's how you kind of narrow down your situation, the flexibility.
Yeah,
or-
definitely.
And he going
Just
to
like a
play,
recruiting
and he going
pitch.
to play with the shot clocks too, because in Jersey they be holding the basketball. But
Yeah.
what's the advantage you feel like with that one too? Because there's no shot clock in Jersey, but you playing in all tournaments with shot clocks. So
Yeah, so we practice with a shot clock. Obviously, being a former college player and a pro player, how do you prepare the kids if you're not having a shot clock, whether it's game or practice? So, I mean, Jersey, we got to do something. I'm willing to call and talk to the commissioner to find some funds.
The GOAT is sending out a pitch.
Yeah.
But I think it's time because most of the other states now is starting to turn the tradition to shot clock. But that method you got, like just practicing with a shot clock, that's like big because a kid can't hold the ball for 40 seconds in college.
Yeah.
Like you can't hold the ball for
Jersey,
that
they
long.
be just running around in circles, box out,
Yeah.
5 out.
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
just start seeing a weave, and you like,
Yeah,
all right.
Yep.
It's like
Team
coaches
get
are
up
scared.
6,
Yeah, they
8
be
or
scared.
whatever.
Like
Yeah.
But just teaching your kids that is preparing them for that next level. And I fight like anybody that's watching this episode or any other episodes, when we sit people down, we get to sit people down with a message to give to the kids. Like you can't really turn Tim Thomas down. Like and this for the parents. Like it's just a lot of coaches out there, but there's not that many coaches that played on all these levels. With the mindset you've been seeing, been there, played against. So like,
Yeah. Well, part of the problem with that is, again, the parents are now the agents.
yeah,
So if
Different
they
era.
can't, yeah,
Forgot
they
the- I
can't
forgot the era
control you
different.
on the sideline and all of those
can't
kind of
fast
things.
talk you.
Yeah, it's like they don't want that partnership or that relationship. So I mentioned to you earlier, we had 5 kids leave out. Most of them, that was really the reason. A kid say, "Oh, I should be playing varsity," but the kid is really not there, especially with our schedule. And we try to tell them,
Just
maybe
wait a minute.
next
It's a
year,
process, though.
yeah, believe it, trust the process. That's it.
Yeah,
The
but
time gonna come, but
but it's
the
it's
era
different.
Spicy different now. Them cameras, they looking, they know. Like sometimes when you look at a freshman, they don't get as many cameras as varsity, so they're like, I want to play varsity, but sometimes you're not ready. You could just wait. It's not hard to just
Wait.
wait.
Especially if you're young. If you're a freshman, sophomore, it's like, you know, if you legit and you got some muscle mass, things of that nature, some real game, yeah, obviously you'll beat out whoever's there. But just to hand it to you, nah, that's not life.
Nothing in life is just given to you. You gotta earn everything.
Exactly.
Let's go down a path of Tim Thomas for like the people that don't know the high school Tim Thomas. Number 2 in your class.
That's opinion based. God rest my brother.
Yeah, that was opinion based. They had you as number 1 a long time. That, do you feel like it was the last minute decision when you chose to go to college instead of the NBA? What was that decision like for you? Because you waited a week basically before you had the deadline. So
I always wanted to be a top 10 pick. Obviously, back then it was the money thing, and you guys see it now, right? The top 10 guys making money. So I always wanted to be a top 10 pick. That year, Charlotte had the 13th pick. So they was just telling everybody from the rip, like, we're gonna be probably the first organization to pick one of the high school guys. So that year was myself, Jermaine O'Neal, Kobe, and there was another young fella that came out in our class. I want to say he was from the Midwest. I forget his name.
Oh, we're gonna do the research.
But it was 4 of us. And this is why I also said this on, I think it was All the Smoke. I said if I would have came out, history could have been changed. And the reason why I said that is because I would have been the first high school guy picked at 13th. Because when you look at me in high school, I was 6'10", 235 cut up.
double.
Walking.
You know what I mean? So everybody else was trying to fill into their bodies and to their game. So I was already set for that, for the NBA. So when I knew it, I was at 13, I was like, well, now let's see what's out there as far as colleges where I can go in and fit and play the 3. So I had every college, on the board, having a lot of conversations with different coaches. They wanted me to come in as a 4. But my skill set, I'm like, nah, I got to play the 3 because I want to go into the league as a 3. And then when I get older, I could play the 4 or the 5 or whatever. Right. So the Nova thing, it was Nova, Seton Hall,
Locals.
Rutgers. Rutgers couldn't really bring nobody in. So I was like, nah, I don't want to go by myself or whatever. And then we had a crew of Jersey guys that year that I was also recruiting to come with me. But some of the schools wasn't recruiting those guys. So Malik Allen, John Celestin, Brian Lynch, just to name a few. We was all trying to, and obviously Shaheen Holloway, we was trying to package that thing and make it happen. But Shah really loved Seton Hall. He jumped out the window, went to Seton Hall. The other guys were South Jersey guys. They didn't want to go to Seton Hall because it was,
they're coming down this way,
The neighborhood. They didn't want to mess with the neighborhood. So it was either Rutgers or Nova. And then coach at Rutgers at that particular time wanted me to play the 4, and I'm like, eh. So when I had a conversation with Lapis, he was like, hey, you come here, you play whatever. And I was like,
that's red carpet.
Right. And then they also had 2 guys that was on the NBA board that year, Alvin Williams and Jason Lawson.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, if I'm gonna go to college, I get to be around 2 guys that are on the board. They can show me the ropes with college and kind of push me and mold me for that next year, and that's what it was. I said, let me go to Nova. It was perfect right after Kerry. They had a good run that year. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to Nova and see what it do.
That's the gamble you take, right? Because some people like the league.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta go now.
Yeah.
For you to be that guy.
I had $13 million on the table with Adidas deal. $13 million. I'm sitting in high school with a contract I know that's over there for $13 million.
And you chose to wait it out.
I chose to wait it out. 6 months. I was only in school 6 months.
Oh no, that's 6. Yeah, because you don't do the spring classes. For all the people, hold on. If you don't got that flexibility, please stay. We're not offering you to just leave class now.
Yeah.
Do you think about it now? Like, I could have just went.
People always talk about like, yo, your career or any other guy. Like, yo, you should have been this, that. And it's like, it's a lot of politics and different things or whatever. So it's like, did I want to stay in Philly? Of course, because I felt like every scoring superstar needs another guy, right? Yeah. Mike didn't win till he got Scotty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So with Chuck, it was like, well, AI, for those that don't know, Allen Iverson, it was like, yo, he's a super talent, but he can't do it by himself. And in the years that they went to the finals, he had guys around him that wasn't elite scorers. They was role guys.
Kind of get no buckets.
Right. So, I try not to dwell on that stuff. It's like, I had a solid career. I played 13, 14 years under contract. I made the playoffs 11 out of the 13. So, made some decent money and all of that. I walked away from it healthy. And, and then the other aspect of it is I'm responsible for 31 other multimillionaires that came through my program. So, there's so many different blessings behind it. You know what I mean? I don't try to look at my stuff and pinpoint, hey, I should have been this or that, or Hall of Fame, or this is, life is life,
New Jersey players, what made you come up with that, program idea? You going through your career and you said, let me just go back and get back to Jersey, and this is how I'm going to do it. What was that mindset for you?
Well, to be honest, within my contract, they pay you whatever they're going to pay you, and then they tell you, yo, you got $200,000 in merchandise. So you're like, yo.
Yeah, that's how you do the deals.
$200,000 in merchandise. So the first thing I did was I took care of my high school. The football program, baseball, soccer, whatever, girls basketball. Everybody was wearing Adidas. And that still wasn't enough. I'm like, damn, I got 100,000.
Still got about 120.
Right? So we had this pro-am in the park, one of our parks, Montgomery Park in Patterson. So it was like one day of games, and I got all the guys that was playing, let's say it was like 4 games. I got everybody that was playing kicks and shorts, whatever, and I'm thinking like I'm just trying to blow the money, the merchandise money. And it still wasn't enough, so I'm like, damn, so where do I go? You know what I'm saying? So you had an opportunity to sit back on it or whatever, and then I was like, you know what? I probably just need to do what everyone else is doing. Because at that time, Gary Payton had a program, and obviously we went through the circuit stuff, and we was, with my crew, me, Vince, Kobe.
Probably the best.
Yeah,
that team was OD.
Wait,
that team
he
was
said probably.
No, because
hold on.
Because
that team was OD.
Hold on, let me explain why I'm saying probably, because some kids.
You keep using the word probably. Go ahead, but I'm gonna go ahead.
No, you're right. I know who the guys are, but sometimes they see like a Braun or a younger cool, and you can't get them to understand what your class is.
Nah, you
for
hear
some
that
of our
team
audience.
right there. Tim Thomas,
Yeah.
Kobe, Vince Carter. Them 3 right there, you not even, you walk in the gym, you're not even having a chance. You might as well just turn around, walk out.
Those like the kids you see when you see them dunking on the layup line 9 in the morning.
Yeah. Yo, I gotta go to the bathroom. And disappear.
Yeah, that's the
Just
mall
sitting in the
stars
car.
right there.
So
How
you're
you put that
right.
together?
Let me take on probably. Let me take
And that
on
was
probably.
no NIL, so you tell an AAU program, how you get all of those?
Yeah, but back then AAU was the Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
It was wild. And it wasn't as many tournaments, you know what I mean? So it was probably 3, maybe 4 tournaments. It was maybe 3 camps. You had 5-star. That was the big thing. Everybody went to 5-star. So if you could hold your own at 5-star, guys knew you was serious. And then you had Nike. I know Clyde Frazier, the OG, had something with Puma. So it wasn't that.
Yeah, but
it wasn't
that many. Not like now.
Yeah,
now it's all
something
over.
every week.
Yeah,
know what I
now
mean?
you got 1,000 programs, 1,000 camps.
Yeah.
You ever gotta be nice. They just taking your money.
Yeah.
Pull up to this camp.
Yeah. So again, to go back to it, I when we started it, it was like everything was coming out of pocket. Like I was just, paying for it. Obviously, we was getting the gear from Adidas, but then, I was like, hey, kids want to go to Vegas, they want to go here. So I was paying for it. And then I was also paying for kids to go to 5-star, so like the J.R. Smiths, Dante Jones, all of those guys. A lot of people don't know, my high school coach, Jim Salmon, he got on board with me when I went to Nova. And when I left Nova, he was stuck. He only got in Nova because I went to Nova. So he was stuck. So he didn't really have a situation, and then it was like perfect to start the AAU stuff because it gave him another situation because he didn't want to go back to coach high school ball, which he
Oh, they
should.
know who Jim Solomon is for the
Yeah.
people that.
He back in high school though.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's been back in
Yeah.
high school. He's been back in high school.
Immaculate
So
Conception. He got
Yeah.
The players' organization, man, like it did a lot of things locally, but nationally,
yeah,
He humble. He got a Peach Jam championship.
yeah, like
yeah.
Y'all the
We don't
last
even-
local team to have one.
Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, we're probably the only team on the outside of
Y'all chose.
Gaucho's one, got
Gaucho's got a
two.
couple of them.
Gaucho's got two.
I think Gaucho's got two.
Might have.
I know
3
my
or
friend
4.
Cash gonna kill us. I know he got one.
Man.
I think they might got 3. And I know players won one
Yeah, we got
with
one.
Briscoe in them.
Yeah.
That was
Briscoe
the
team, we got
the last one they
Yeah,
won,
yeah.
but
Yeah, I don't really know too much of the history. I just thought that, the Players was the only team that won a Peach Jam. It may have been something different.
it's different because
Yeah,
when you having those conversations with Jersey guys, they never gonna include New York, and it's vice versa. Like they won't include it. They're like, yo, we the only one in the state that won a chip. Like,
but I'm gonna
that's just
say
how
this
it
though.
is.
I'm gonna put this on the record, and I know y'all know because y'all basketball guys, and everybody in New York could be mad at me. But when you cross the bridge, I'm Tony Soprano. Hello. New Jersey has been holding down New York for the last 8 to 10 years. Agree or disagree?
I'm a little uncomfortable sitting next to you.
Agree or
saying that
disagree?
to
It
me.
ain't, I don't need a
can't-
debate.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
just saying. Agree
Because I gotta go
or
home,
I can't
so I can't.
agree.
I can't jump out the window now because I gotta go
Bello,
home
saying.
tonight.
We can't
I'm just
agree
saying.
because the best player in Jersey is from New York right now. He's out of Brooklyn, New York.
I know.
He's in y'all city. He's in y'all state.
I know.
He's
He's a killer. I know.
He's going crazy out here.
Yeah, I know.
But y'all do got some. Y'all do got a
but
couple
I'm just
years.
talking, I'm just talking on that AAU
yeah.
scene.
Yeah, and you see y'all. But we had a
Since
good year
the
this year.
players, since I pulled the
Yeah.
players, you know what
Now,
I mean?
I think
'Cause
the players' organization, like, it's just like the history.
Yeah, the history speaks for
yeah,
itself.
yeah, definitely.
And like I said, Jim kind of kept it going. Like every summer, you like players.
Yeah.
They might have one or two bad years, like the last couple.
Yeah, the last
But
couple was tough. and,
Y'all was in like
yeah.
y'all kind of gave the other teams these
Yeah, it started-
flexibility.
because it's like
you
a
start
lot of
seeing
teams started
Azar.
building.
Well, I did that.
Yeah.
I
you
went
opened up the
in-
doors.
I went in and pulled the program from Nike to revamp it because at that particular time it was only 1 year left on the
Yeah,
contract.
because they give you the 2-year deal, the 1-and-1.
Yeah, and they wasn't going to re-up with Jim. So I said, you know what, let me just pull it, And he didn't know that Nico and all those guys
Yeah.
were my guys. Yeah. So he was just floating. So I was like, I went in, I did a doc series, and I was trying to revamp it and all that kind of shit, and it just went left. And I was like, you know what, it's time to just pull it.
And pull a rebuild.
Yeah, so I pulled it. I went Puma for 1.5 years, and then I shut that down to do high school ball. So here we are. History,
yeah,
more
but-
history.
That's what I'm saying. That's what this is about, though, the history. Because it's like, it's some kids, they ain't have NBA Live. They don't know about the good days on NBA Live where you can just pick Tim Thomas, shoot a 3 and go in there. They don't know about them good days. So it's like baseline banter. That's why we started. It's for the kids, the high school kids. They need some guidance.
Yeah. Again, for me, I get a thrill out of going to games and seeing my guys play. Now some of them are coaching, things like that. So it's like that's everything, you know what I mean? And to know that they came through that program and, that's what it's about, man, to be able to share this thing. Because you can't take it with you,
And he not even including the All-Americans he connect with at Iverson, too. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
They reach out to me. I know they reaching out to him.
Oh,
He got
yeah,
more
all the
guidance than
time.
me.
Yeah, I just
But-
went
So I
to
know
go-
them relationships is strong.
I
Them
just
bonds is
know
different.
like Spicy, he didn't need me in the chat. He said, "Yo, we're gonna get Tim Thomas." For me and people that like anybody close to me know Tim Thomas, them guys is like goats. But Spicy like, yo, we gonna get it done. We gonna get it done. Even our production team, like when we get the vets on, we had Jermaine O'Neal on.
Yeah.
Like our staff, like we get Jamal Crawford. Like when we get the real vets, the OGs.
Yeah.
Like the staff is like excited because we watched like y'all been through the trenches. We watched it, and just to have y'all to sit down and be able to give us a gym and get a people a gym is like a blessing for just the whole brand.
Definitely.
Now giving back to the youth, like this platform was basically just the youth.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could have 1,000 podcasts, they all talking about everything that's happening outside of,
Yeah.
because they already made it, but they not helping this younger generation understand. And that's why you, Jermaine, Jamal, even he on his bench for his son.
Yep.
Jermaine O'Neal coached his son. He's still coaching. He could have said, my son out of here. I don't got to coach no more.
Yep.
You coming back, you could have been like,
Yeah.
let me do 2 years. I don't really like it, people walking out. But look at,
He
there's
invested.
a bigger picture. Yeah.
He invested.
Yeah.
I
going out and
Tim,
getting
I see you
sponsors.
walking around. You got the Paramus. You recruit. You on ground. You on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, listen, to step into it, you gotta go full throttle. You know what I mean? And I don't want to just be, labeled, hey, coach. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's more the mentorship, because these young men are gonna grow into men one day. And a lot of them had the dreams of, getting to the NBA and all that stuff, but the reality of it is, slim to none. So I always joke with the kids about, like, you want to go, play at the Garden for the Knicks? Won't you go down the street and just play the lottery? It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, but it's it's so hard, man, to get there and sustain. And these kids, because they see it, they think that they can achieve it, which is a great thing. And we all, strive for that. But, if you're not willing to put that work in and be serious about it and sacrifice a whole lot, it ain't for you. It ain't for you, and there's some kids that just think, standing next to somebody or whatever's gonna make it happen. But nah, man, you gotta work, man. You gotta work.
That was just a message by mistake, too.
We usually wrap up the show and say give a message.
Yeah.
That message just
That
felt
was a
like
message right there, because you never even look at it like that. Like, you go play the lottery, it's like you saying you gonna go play in the NBA. It's like you wishing on the stars.
the percentage.
Exactly.
The percentage is definitely lottery percentage.
Yeah, man.
What is it like 0.2?
2, 3.
Because it's not.
somewhere in
It's
that
only
area.
like 1.1 to play collegiate basketball.
Yeah.
So it definitely like
Any
point.
kids could get drafted, and you might not even touch the league right away. You might get drafted and have to go to the G League. So
Well, yeah, the G League was created because it was so many kids trying to do the one and done or the two and done and just jumping. And then it's like you don't really have a real, skill set or anything like that. And then what happened at the NBA level, they pushed all the older guys out because there's so many younger guys coming in. So that's why you don't have a bunch of
Vets.
LeBron age kind of vets. Your vet is 25 and he's 9 years in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's your vet.
That's how it
So
is.
It's crazy because when I came in, I had Tom Chambers, you youngins, gotta Google him. I had Terry Cummins. Those was my
Those vets. They did everything the right way too.
Practice at 10 o'clock. They in the hot tub at 8:30 in the morning, reading newspaper, holding it up high so the paper don't get wet. You know what I mean? Like, it's stuff like, so those are vets. And, that's what the game is missing. But hey, these kids just gotta understand, especially now with the NIL stuff, it's like, it's no rush to try to jump to the league, especially when you're getting compensated now, to kind of help your parents or whatever for a year or 2 years.
And
3
some
years.
of them deals is those NBA contract deals.
I just seen a high school kid, Isaac Ellis. He just did it. He said he reclassing because it's like why rush to go to college?
And
when
I'm
I can
probably
get
not
this
even a pro.
NIL in high school still,
Yeah.
and then still get 4-year college NIL.
Yeah.
I might not make the NBA, so maybe rack up all the money now. So
Yeah.
you see a lot of kids, they wisening up right now.
Yeah. You know, but for me, man, here, man, I'm excited, man. I'm ready to, you know, kind of keep pushing this thing, you know, down the street and, you know, just get it on track where, you know, we competing nationally. You know, we kind of put our stamp on things here kind of locally, and we haven't won anything. A lot of it is due to the media and obviously the scheduling and playing well against the top teams. And people talk about us like we are a team that won the state championship and stuff like that. So, you know, it's working, man. It's working.
So what's a message you could give the teams that's on the schedule when the firefighters walking out building? Or when they walk into this firehouse?
That could be your thing, because you know, like in colleges, they have like give out like the hard hat pause, but like the construction stuff. That might gotta be your thing.
That's really the reality. Like if it's a fire, we're really trying to go put it out because again, the dynamics of high school ball now has changed. You know, so if you're not a 4-star, 5-star, you're not getting that look that you think you deserve from those D1, you know, universities. So you got to go a different, you know, path. But you know, for us with the teams that's on our schedule, man, we're just gonna bring it, man. That's what we do. I mean, we compete at a high level. We're gonna probably be the best conditioning team. Our guys are gonna believe in their skill set, and we're just gonna, you know, let the chips fall where they may and get after it, man. So I'm sure everybody in the state now kind of have that understanding of us. No matter if we're a smaller team, bigger team, we're just gonna come compete.
It might be chip time. I'm gonna throw it out there.
When I tell people from the bottom of my heart that we're not chasing chips, we're chasing colleges, I really mean that. And
That's a
prime
message.
example is we got out of the Bergen Jamboree. Reason why is because we play Bergen Catholic is in our league.
Yeah, so you playing them already.
Don Bosco is in our league. St. Joe's DePaul. So it's a tough Catholic league, right? And we have to see them twice.
You don't want
Now-
to see them 3 times.
But here's the
That's
thing.
a lot of film.
It's you could possibly play them 4
4
times.
times.
Because of the states.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Jersey
saying?
rules
So
is
it's
a little
like,
different.
if I'm gonna compete against you twice, all right, one of those games
Need to
we're
be at
gonna-
my crib.
Yeah, one is gonna be here, one is
Yeah.
gonna be away, right? So that's enough there. Now, to play against you in the Bergen Jamboree, if I play against you in the championship or the quarterfinals, that's almost a week, 2 weeks
So
away
apart,
from the
yeah.
States.
States, yep.
So why would I play you 3 times, right? And then possibly have to play you the 4th time.
yeah.
You know how hard it is to beat a team 4
4 times.
or vice versa?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. So
And
I
the
would-
scouting reports start
Yeah.
happening. Oh, we played them, they ran this play. So now when they call this set out, we know what we got to do.
Right,
You don't want to
right.
give too much.
Exactly. So what we did was we said, you know, we got an opportunity to play in the Metro Classic and play 2 tough teams. You know, we make a little trip out of it, but we get to play two tougher teams. Typically, what normally happens that first round, you play somewhat of a all right team, and then the second round is
See the
a
dog.
little
You see
better.
the dogs. You see
Yeah,
the
a little
dogs.
better. But by the time you get to the third round, now you're starting to see, you know, top tier teams. But we just said, hey, listen, you know, give us the tougher teams. It's gonna help our crew get better. And then, hey, if we see you guys in the States, we see you in the States, and that's what it is.
That's the coach you want to play for, though.
Yeah.
The one that's not putting his accolades on the line
No.
for yours, because coaches play for championships. He playing to just get you to college.
Get you to college.
If we win one, we win one.
People don't understand that percentage of
remember
getting
that.
to
I'm
that
telling
level,
people that-
Spice.
Yeah.
You win a championship in high school, they forget.
It's gone. It's-
It's like once you win it, it's like, yeah, I won it. The kids after you don't care about that. They don't know who you. Your time, your ever runs out. I tell you,
gone.
you go to a park. You used to grow up as kids and be like, you hear the old people be like, yo, my era was this. Now we the ones talking about our era. Like,
yeah. And
it's
them
like-
trophies go collect dust.
yeah, it's
Them
just,
banners
they
up
sit,
there,
they
go
just
collect
sit,
the
yeah, they
dust.
just sit in the. You don't got the trophy to show for.
That's
It's
it.
word of mouth at that point. So.
That's it. That's
But
it.
that scholarship and that
And then-
degree.
And then also on the basketball side, it's myself and my OG James Hargrove. He's not here, but he played Division I basketball. He down there raised me. So a lot of our teaching is basically real basketball stuff. We're telling you, yo, you trying to go to college, ain't no coach gonna let you just sit out here and dance. Now, you do it in a park, you do it at AAU, whatever, all right, that's cool. But here, rip, go,
Yeah,
make it keep
ball
it
gotta
simple,
move
you
it.
know what I mean? And
Make basketball moves.
Right, we allow our kids to just play the game, but we're gonna give you the structure of what the college coaches is looking for. So when they go back and they see that full game, they say, all right, the kid, he's good at this, he's good at that.
Setting screens.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And not just one-dimensional. Oh, because a lot of kids think now, if I average 25, blah, 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 I'm going to get that look. It's a lot of kids can score. Or if I'm a shooter, I'm going to get that look. It's a lot of kids can shoot, especially now that the international world has caught up with us. These kids don't understand it, You look at from the NBA from the top down, our last 7, 8 MVPs are all international. Right? So it tells a lot of what they're doing with their method of training more, playing less games to prepare you, right? Over here, we just play games. It's all AAU with a bunch of bad trainers. So you got that mix of just getting ready to, crash out, you know what I mean? So yeah.
That's the one right there. A lot of bad trainers. Everybody's a trainer now.
Yeah. Everybody's a trainer. A lot of kids are picking up the camera to do their edits, stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just so much money in the game.
Yeah, you don't gotta, and I always tell kids, you don't always gotta play basketball to be still attached to basketball.
Yeah.
Like, it's still ways to make money. It's still ways to be, like, for us, doing this part is like our NBA.
Right.
We ain't playing no NBA.
Right.
But
Yo,
this is
shout
like
out to The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
the ball, the GOAT.
Uh-huh.
This is it. Official. Hold on, let me get a good one right here. Got our logo on it. You guys can see that. GOAT basketball. Another one of our corporate sponsors. So
we always ask for that message before we close the show.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a message for the audience. Any message.
Any message?
Any message.
Basketball related? Or
basketball
just
related.
Basketball, life, whatever.
Life.
Because life is basketball.
Life is basketball.
Yeah. I would just say we're living in a time where things is rapid, like super, super fast. And with cameras and phones and everything that's going on around you, I would say try to figure out how to enjoy the moment, whether it's family, sport you playing, the travel. Try to enjoy, the moment, enjoy life rather than diving into, the social media aspect of things. A lot of us get caught up in trying to compare ourselves to this person or that person, but not even understanding that social media itself, that newspaper, everyone's gonna put out their best article. So you're never gonna see no one's bad side, So I would just say, just enjoy your life, go about your life the way you need to, your path, your direction, and stop this, trying to compare yourself to this person, that person, to kind of speed up your process or your life. Because we got a lot of, kids out here losing their life with, the words that everyone, kind of use, the mental health, mental illness, all that kind of stuff. And I think obviously social media plays a big part in that, because everyone's trying to compare, to how people are living. And that's probably one of the reasons why, I never had Facebook, never had Twitter, X, none of that. I just got Instagram. And I only got Instagram because of Jermaine O'Neal. And I don't post a lot of things typical people would do, like vacations, how you live, your car, this is that. I just kind of keep it,
Sports.
simple, you know what I mean? And I do that for many different reasons. I don't want my kids to try to be in that world comparing. And then also now I'm a coach and a mentor, so I don't want my kids to be like, hey, coach, you got this kind of car, why don't you drive that to school? And, stuff like that. So I just try to keep it as simple as possible. But yeah, I would like to share that, to the world. Just do your own thing and just live life and live for the moment.
We got New York Knicks. That's my favorite team, so we good. I'm good on my part.
We're gonna get some more guys on here too. We're gonna turn this thing into like a little mini all the smoke. You know what I mean?
We chasing. We chasing.
Yeah.
We see what the guys is doing.
Yeah.
Like 502. So we put like some of that stuff in the chat.
Yeah.
Edwin always put stuff like that in the chat and give us motivation. Like, we only been doing the pod 18 months, 19 months. So we see them guys like, we ain't like, we want to be better than them, but we just see what they doing. They knocking down barriers that we trying to chase. So shout out to all the guys that do the pods, man.
Yeah. Shout out to
everybody.
But
we making them rounds.
Yeah. And all the vets, y'all jump on, man. You come to the city, reach out, man. Reach out, get on here. Talk your talk.
Need the kids need these messages. So that's what the main is. Like you could, like I said before, you watch all these pods, they showing the excitement. They ain't talking about that. The rough times, the hard times, the real life times, because
man,
and that's what I feel like on the Instagram. If you see our page, the interactions is really like the real quotes, the real rough moments. Like right now, what you just said, the comparison. Like people could live like they go through the mental depressions. They look at it like, why we not them? Why we not him? Why like? And that it gets real like that. So
yeah. You definitely, guys definitely need to share their stories, man, and. And I'm sure everybody got, some negative stuff, some positive stuff, but, you got to be able to put it out there, man. Like, a lot of us survived some harsh times, man, you know what I mean? And, you know how it is when you grow up in the hood, man. You got everything coming at you, man.
Full speed.
You got to know how to navigate through it, man. Like, I came up in the crack era and living right behind, Eastside High School. Y'all seen the Lean On Me movie. Like, that stuff was real, man. And, lost a cousin to the streets. My brother
just
was
that era alone, that was like rough.
Yeah, it was rough on everybody. East Coast, West Coast, Midwest. And for anybody that that's been successful through that, whether it's sports or whatever, it's like, we all know the sacrifice we had to put out to make it, you know what I mean? So, and, now, these kids now, they have, it's way worse, if you ask me, because there's less fighting and more shooting, Kids don't want to knuckle up, take them and throw them. They'd rather just shoot and run, So it's a lot tougher, if you ask me, than how it was for, people my age coming up. So, but it can be done, man. It can be done. So, whatever it is that you're chasing, chase it, go full throttle, focus, sacrifice, and try to get it done.
Baseline Banter. Tim Thomas.
The fire marshal.
Yeah.
There's nothing after that. You can said, go chase it.
That's it.
We out. Cha-ching.